Today I'm going to lay tile, and I've never done it before. So right now I'm just trying to lay out the pieces of where I want each tile to go. Then I created a template out of some leftover cardboard and traced that on the tile so that I knew where to cut with my angle grinder. After laying out the pieces and knowing where to cut, I then took a flathead screwdriver and a hammer and started chiseling away the old grout so that when I put in the new layer of concrete that it would have a better base to stick to. I don't know if this is right. I have no idea what I'm doing, so this is what my instincts told me to do. If I'm doing it wrong, oh well, live and learn, right? Okay, so now that that's all done, I took my Cemental and created my cement mix so that I could raise the layer of the foundation. Well, the foundation was a little too low, and when I put the tiles on top, it sank in a little bit, and I didn't want to have to use a really thick set of thin set, so the layer of concrete helped raise that up. Again, no idea if I'm doing this right. Whatever. Then I took my angle grinder and started chipping away the tile into the shape that I needed. In retrospect, I should have used a tile saw, but I have no idea how to use one and I didn't want to chop off a finger. So I used my angle grinder and it worked. It took a lot longer, but it still worked. Now I'm laying a thin layer of thin set that was pre-mixed so that I could lay my tile on top. Seriously, no idea what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay, so originally I cut this because there was a lip here and I didn't like that. Oh, I don't like how this is. So I'm going to recut it smaller based on the circle of this because I added more concrete on here to fill up and make the lip of it even rather than having a lip here. So now this is all just one solid, or it's one flush piece of concrete instead of having that lip. Now what I'm going to do is recut everything. So I got new tiles, they're over there, but I'm going to reuse this piece and actually cut a portion of this out that's smaller. It's actually the circumference of this piece, and then put this plastic grate over it to kind of cover it. But this is too high, so now I also have to cut this off also. But that does mean I have to cut again. Let's go. So back to the grinding board, literally, and I cut this again with my angle grinder, which again, use a tile saw. It'll save you so much time. And now that everything's all flush, it was a lot easier to lay my thin set down. So I'm laying my thin set down with my notched trowel and then layering my new tile down. Notice how when I lay the tiles down that I'm not using spacers. The original person who laid down the tiles before didn't create the lines evenly, so I'm just matching according to that instead of evenly spaced grout so that it will all match. The grout that I'm using is just a powder that you mix with water, and I'm just dolloping it on and then using my grout float to make it even, and you're supposed to do it, from what I've heard, do it in 45-degree angles so that you're not getting like a weird lip. I don't know, I was just following directions and I kind of just went with the flow. There was a little piece missing in the corner that you can see on the lid, but I just filled that in with grout later to kind of cover it up, and because the grout matched perfectly with the tiles that you can barely tell. Now I'm just rinsing off the grout on the other areas where I don't want it to harden, and that's basically it. Now I'm chopping off that stupid lip of the lid for the grate and just using my hand saw. I probably should have used another type of saw, but I wanted an arm workout. Let's just go with that. And this is the finished product. I just rinsed off the top so that there wasn't any of that dust left over, but it's not perfect, but it was my first time and I learned a lot. So if you want to watch more videos, then click on over to the right and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks guys, bye.